Hello, everyone. Happy Easter season and happy spring. Here in Centerville, Illinois, at Mary's little house, I could look out the window. It looks like an artist's portrait. It's a living portrait because you can see the gentle breeze going through the trees, just making the leaves, the new budding leaves, green leaves, uh, just quivering with life. And the birds, we have a whole orchestra of birds constantly singing early in the morning before the sun comes out, and late at night. Before, just before the sun goes comes down and darkness settles in, the birds are constantly singing. It's so beautiful, beautiful. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. And Peanut's awake, so I want to introduce you to Peanut because he always comes to sit on my lap during these YouTube things. This is Peanut. He's such a good dog. He could have a nice soft bed next in the next room, but he chooses to sit on my lap there, and I'm always moving around bothering him. So this is Peanut, our little Mary's little house, Mary's little lamb dog. He looks just like a lamb, and he suffers like a lamb, quiet and like a sheep before the shearer. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to be with you. I just want to talk about a specific saint and a beautiful devotion that has grown up around it. A devotion that is approved by the church. The saint is Saint Philomena, virgin and martyr. She was a young woman who dedicated herself to the Lord when she was only 11 years old, and she made a vow of virginity. Well, she was in a family that was very prominent in the empire, and the emperor wanted to take her in to be one of his mistresses, or to use her in an immoral manner, and even to give her a part of the empire and with a crown and everything. But she refused his advances and his offers, and became so infuriated. He did many different things to persuade her. She ultimately they had her tied up against the stake and has his archers shoot arrows into her, and other ways of killing her, and she died a martyr, uh, rather than give up her promise to Jesus, her virginity, her chastity that she promised to Jesus. Well, she is now being in the church exalted as one who can teach our youth today to remain chaste, and all of us in our specific state of life, single or married, to be chaste no matter how bad the temptations are. Well, Saint Philomena, one of the great devotees of Saint Philomena was, and I've introduced her to you before, is Venerable Pauline Marie Géricault. She is the glory of Lyons and the glory of France, and she's venerable, so her cause has been introduced. Well, she also she was very beautiful, as you see. She's from a prominent family. Every social event they always point over to her, but she chose Jesus too, and she did many great things in the church. She founded the propagation of the faith, now called the evangelization of nations, of peoples. It's the official arm of the church that funds and helps and supports all the missions in the whole church. This little girl, Pauline Marie Géricault, founded that, and also she helped found the Holy Childhood. That all over the world the church finds the little children. I remember when I was a little boy in grade school, we would give our pennies and our nickels to help our children in the Holy Childhood of Society. I was a member of the Holy Childhood Society, and we would save our money for those who were abandoned, for the little children all over the world. She founded that, or co-founded, helped found that, and she also found the Universal Living Rosary, which millions of people all over the world sign up to pray for the church and for the missions, the Most Holy Rosary. I'll give you some contact information below this YouTube to find out more about her and more about Saint Philomena. But anyway, she got really sick. Oh, it's horrible, the symptoms she had. She went she wanted to go to Rome to see the Holy Father. She had to go. She's in France, so she had to go over the Alps, over the snow, over the wild trails to get there. And she was practically dying on the way. She was suffocating. Her heart would palpitate just out of her chest and make her almost suffocate. Anyway, she finally made it to the Pope, and the Pope knew of her, that she came and asked to see her, because he knew the great work she had done in the church through the propagation of faith, to the Holy Childhood, to the Living Rosary, and the Pope saw her, and he asked her, because she was so sick, to please pray for him. After he had thanked her for all the good work she had done already in the church, and said, "When you get to heaven, please pray for myself." He's thinking that she's going to die. The Pope, in Italian, talked to the Mother Superior, who was taking care of Pauline at the time in Rome, and said in Italian, thinking that Pauline didn't understand, "Isn't it awful? We won't have this young holy person, this young saint, for long. I'll never see her again when she leaves." And Pauline heard that, but she just smiled, didn't tell the Pope that. But she was heading to Mignano in Italy to the relics, to the shrine of our Saint Philomena. Anyway, she finally, but before she left, she said, "Now, Holy Father, if I return healed from the Saint Philomena's shrine, would you make sure to start your investigation for the canonization of Saint Philomena?" The Pope said yes, knowing that she'll probably never return, because she just looked like she was death warmed over. Anyway, she went to Mignano, and the crowds found out about it. It was on the feast of Saint Philomena, and they heard about this saintly woman, and they pleaded with Saint Philomena and screamed out, "Please cure this holy woman, this holy French woman." And they were just, and it made Philomena's ears deaf, and she had mass and received Holy Communion, but looked like she was dying rather than getting better, and the people got in a frenzy. "Please cure her, please cure her." And anyway, in a little while, her color came back to her face. She got back energy. She got well. Her all her being felt whole. Well, she didn't tell the crowd, because she waited a little bit and thanked that she was right there. Because the crowd, some of the people wanted to wheel her out in the wheelchair because they thought she was dying. Then she told them not to. And anyway, she got cured right there. And when the crowd did hear about it, they were jubilation all over the village, all over the town of Mignano, that she was cured. Then she went back to the Holy Father. She didn't write the Holy Father that she was coming, but I think word got back, and the Holy Father went right to her, and he said, "Oh my goodness, she is really cured. He thought he'd never see her again." And so she promoted the devotion to Saint Philomena. Well, one of the devotions, besides praying to her for purity and for any need, for her it was for getting well. She's venerable still. Venerable Pauline Marie Géricault is the Saint Philomena cord. Here's what it looks like. I'm wearing one right now. The Saint Philomena cord. You wear it around your waist. It's a cord. You just wear it around your waist. You can see it's black twine, black and white twine. And you wear it around your waist. You slip into it. You don't tie it every time. You wear it under all your clothes. so this reminds us the red, a martyrdom, and the white, virginity, our chastity in our own station of life. So she helps us stay pure, and she helps us be courageous like she was in defending the faith and defending her promise to Jesus of her virginity, in standing up for him and him alone, to die rather than to sin. Okay, so this is a reminder of our commitment to Jesus through the intercession of Saint Philomena, virgin and martyr, to pray to her for any favor, for curing it, whatever, but also for to help us uh, to remain pure, chaste, to also give to also stand up for our faith. So this is the St. Philomena cord. Well, the reason why I'm doing this for YouTube, a friend of mine who is not Catholic, who is back Lutheran, heard about the cord, and she was sort of amazed at it. Most Catholics are too, but many Catholics wear the cord. Well, she sent me a little cord. She had just brought some baker's string, and she sent me one. She not knowing exactly what it was, I made a little bracelet. It was, I said I'm 36 waist, and she made 72 inches, but anyway, I made a little bracelet for it. It's just a little string. She called it baker's string. There's another name for it. A red and white string strands. I don't know if you could see it very well, but anyway, for those who might not be attracted to this way of wearing the St. Philomena cord, they can wear the cord around their wrist, and then they could be reminded that St. Philomena pray to her, and to remain chaste, and to remain and stand for our faith, to die rather than to sin, to die rather than to deny Jesus in our living faith. So these are things that I just want to share with you. And if you want to find out, I will put these things on the contact information just below the YouTube. And it's a beautiful story. There's a lot more to know about it, and the contact information will lead you to the story of St. Philomena. It's the story of Venerable Pauline Marie Jericho, and I just so happy to have you here, just to share the riches of the love of God of all Christians, of the Church, and the devotions within the Church, and this beauteous devotion to St. Philomena, Virgin and Martyr. God bless you. Happy Easter. Enjoy the spring, which is a sacramental showing that Jesus is risen from the dead, that death and winter, nothing can stop us from new life. God bless you.